Hi, Arenal. Welcome to Trimester 3 Art Online. I'm super excited to see you all. We're going to start our first lesson today with radial symmetry. Now, some of you may remember what symmetry is. If you divide your face in half, it's the same on both sides. The human body is symmetrical if you were to divide it down the middle with a line. So what we're going to work on today is a little bit different. It's called radial symmetry, and that means that no matter which way you turn your paper, it's going to be the same all the way around. So I could turn the paper this way, I could turn it this way. It's the same all the way around. And one example of radial symmetry is a bicycle wheel, where you can see the spokes on the wheel coming out from the center. No matter which way you turn the wheel, it's the same every time. Another example is certain kinds of flowers, where there's a part in the center and the petals radiate out from the center. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna get started. We're going to have to get creative this trimester because I know that many of you don't have a lot of art supplies in your houses. Some of you don't have paint, maybe some of you don't have markers. Whatever we do, you could do with a simple pencil and a piece of paper. And maybe later in the trimester, we'll work on getting some materials to your house. Okay? Something else that I want to try this trimester that I think is going to be really cool is an online art gallery. And this is what the high school kids did in IB, and I would like you guys to do it too. So what I'm thinking is when you finish whatever art projects you make, you're going to email them to my email address. Who's going to do that? Well, probably your parents. But I'm going to show you my email address at the end of the lesson. And if you think you can do it yourself, you can take a picture of your work and send it to me at La Paz. So if you can't, you can get your parents to do it for you, right? Maybe you might need a little help. Okay, let's get started. All right, the first thing that we need to think about is getting a square piece of paper. Well, to get it square, you need a ruler. It just so happens that I don't have a ruler here at my house. So I'm going to teach you how to make a square piece of paper without a ruler. What you're going to do is you're going to get some kind of a book, and you're going to lay the spine of the book on the edge of whatever piece of paper you want to use. Match it up nice and neat. And then you're going to take your pencil and you're going to draw a line. There you go. Okay, then we're going to take the book and we're going to line it up on the other edge. Nice and neat. And you're going to draw another line. You're going to cut on your two lines, and that is going to leave you with a square piece of paper. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Here's my square piece of paper. So to do a radial design, I went around my house to find some geometric solids, some geometric forms. Now in the classroom, what do? We use those geometric shape templates. But well, we don't have any here in our houses, so we're just going to have to get creative. Our end project is going to look something like this maybe. There's a couple of different examples. And you can see these are colored, but maybe you don't need to use color. You can just use a pencil if that's what you have. Okay, so I found, there's a lid to some makeup. I found this lovely plug for plugging in my phone. I found some old lids to plastic bottles. I found a drinking glass, and I found some burrata de búfala, which is some cheese. Cheese came in here. And I also found my bank card. Now, before you use a bank card, you better be asking your parents if that's okay. Maybe not a good idea. But I thought it looked like a good rectangle, and I thought it would be great to use for my design. Okay, so here we go. Step one. For step 1, you're going to start and you're going to trace one shape in each corner of the paper. Now I used the drinking glass and I just put it down right here in the corner in the same spot. It's not all the way on the paper, so that way I made kind of a half circle. Hold it tight with one hand and then trace around with the other. So you're going to move your paper, you're going to rotate your paper, and you're going to do the same thing on all 4 corners. That is step 1. Use a pencil in case you make a little bit of a mistake. Now these shapes should be about the same size and in about the same place. Okay, let's move on to step 2. With step 2, I used some different size circles, and then I also used this makeup container, the lid to this makeup, to make a really nice rectangle. So I put those around, touching the circles, and then on each side, instead of the corners, I used a smaller circle to do that part. Okay, so I'm just kind of building my design and thinking about what I want to do with it. Step 3, you might want to add some shapes